What is up, everybody? I hope all is well. This is Chris with That Square Sports Podcast, and we're diving in today for the Green Bay Packers draft grade. And let me tell you something right now. The Packers didn't surprise me last year. They did what I thought they were supposed to do. Now, this year, I expect them to do a little bit more. I know that the Bears did a lot in their offseason, but I expect the Packers to do a little bit more. And this draft only confirmed the direction that I know they were going to take. First things first, pretty much we're grading them. Obviously, they gave them a B. I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna give them straight up. Definitely, they did a great job in this draft. I'm gonna break it down a lot here, man. I really love what they did in this draft. I'm not gonna from start to finish. That I just love what the Packers did. First things first. Obviously, securing Jordan Morgan out of Arizona, your offensive tackle, that probably right there was enough for me in this entire draft. But I know defensively the Packers needed help. And they did what they needed to do. And Jordan Morgan's going to be there to protect Jordan Love. It's going to be a Jordan thing, I guess. They're going to be taking care of business on that offensive side of the ball. Now, at pick 45, which I was really mad and pissed because my team needs a linebacker. We freaking needed a linebacker. And what happened? They took the best linebacker off the board, Edgerrin Cooper. I love this player all around. Edgerrin Cooper should have been a first-round pick, but there was so many needs, and I guess people were scared on how the whole defensive thing is going to shake the league up, which I get. But Edgerrin Cooper is a dog. Really, really a wolf. I don't know. Anything above just an animal, that's what he is, bro. He a beast, bro. And to backdoor it with Javon Bullard out of the University of Georgia, just says a lot right there, okay? I want you to know that your second level and your third level of your defense is automatically upgraded a letter grade automatically on Madden. This right here, getting Cooper, obviously he does more than just enough, right? But Javon, if you watched him play for the Dogs, you saw this man rip apart little boys. That's what he was doing. And it's crazy because he's been doing this for a while, part of the back-to-back title run. That's kind of who he is. And then they snag a running back. You guys might not know him. His name is Marshawn Lloyd out of USC. And let me tell you something. When Caleb Williams wasn't throwing the ball, when he gave this guy the opportunity to, get busy on the floor, he did all he could on the floor. You know what I'm saying? Marshawn Lloyd is a key X factor for the Green Bay Packers run game. He reminds you of an Aaron Jones, but a younger one who's not going to be hurt a lot. And that's what I really like about this pick. It's so good that they have a Josh Jacobs. Now they got a Marshawn Lloyd. This is going to be fun to watch. This offense is going to be fun to watch just alone with Christian Watkins, Romeo Doubs, the Musgraves, and stuff like that. This is going to be fun to watch. I'm not going to lie. All right, but back to this, though. The only pick that I had that was sour was this one right here, Teron Harper out of Missouri. But it depends on how they utilize him. If they're going to utilize him as a side, like an outside linebacker, I'm okay with that. Inside linebacker, I'm not okay with. So it depends on how they use him. He's primarily played inside linebacker at Missouri. Knows how to get to the ball, knows how to really read the quarterback's eyes, knows how to stop the run. I get that, but I would love to see him more on the outside. I just feel like, in the NFL, the game is a lot more adjustments than usual. And I think that he's just too short and too undersized to kind of go down there and try to crash down and make plays on the inside going, after the guard in the center and try to stop the run. I think that he's better on the outside going against the tackles because of his speed. So I do like that. I like Evans too as well. Evan Williams out of Oregon, another good defensive back to help out in the secondary. I like him there. I like Jacoby Monk. I know that it's crazy. Graham Barton got all the shine on that offensive line, obviously because he played center all the way outside from guard to tackle. But a lot of people overlook Jacoby Monk. He was kind of one of those guys that was part of that anchor, especially if you want to really watch him on some clip, that Notre Dame game, he really kind of made his prominence, Notre Dame. Now, this one right here, the Oregon State guy, he got beat a lot. He's more physical, if anything, kind of a press kind of guy. That's probably about the only downfall pick in this entire draft. But they kind of made up for it here with Kalen King and, of course, Travis, obviously Georgia State, another offensive tackle. They're kind of getting him for depth. Michael Pratt, obviously, for depth. Strong arm. So if something does go down, pretty much the offense doesn't have to change because they're kind of the same player. Just I think Pratt is a little bit shorter maybe than Jordan Love. I want to say Jordan Love was 6'3", Pratt's about like 6'1", 6'2". But Kalen King, like I said, at the end of the draft, pretty much wrapping up the fact that they got 4 defensive backs, dang near, and they're gonna pretty much really rely heavy on that secondary to kind of clean up the mess. And I understand where they're going with it, of course, with the NFL, so it's gonna be a lot of passing. So I get that. I get that 100%. All right, my takeaway from this draft, what the Packers needed. Excuse me. They took care of they needed offensive tackle, defensive back, middle linebacker, and I really would have liked to have seen them grab an edge rusher. That's the only knock. So with that being said, of course, obviously they took care of tackle, linebacker, and of course secondary. The only thing they didn't get was their edge rusher. So therefore, that's the only knock I have on them, taking down a small letter. So I give them an A minus for this entire draft. And the only reason why is because they really hit on everything that they needed in this draft. And they did an exceptional job outside of edge rusher. That's kind of where I wanted to see them grab as an edge rusher. I would have loved that. This would have been kind of topped off the entire draft. But really a safe pick that people really are sleeping on is that Kalen King pick in the 7th round. He was a first-round prospect. I do believe because of the Michigan game, he did get pretty much knocked down a lot. And, of course, obviously in the Ohio State game. So those are 2 big pivotal games. But I will say this about Kalen King. Match him up just right with, of course, Alexander on the other side. I really would love to see that entire defense run. That would be a great way to see how they run. With that being said, guys, y'all let me know in the comments what y'all think. I'm not a fan, but I understand. Yo, be nice in the comments. All right, peace.